So, good day, viewer. Yeah, welcome to my online biology class. So, the next chapter in biology that we are going to treat today is kingdom protista. Is kingdom what? Protista. If you could still remember in my previous videos or class under classification of living organism, I said living organism can be classified into 5 according to the what R.H. Whitaker by using different kind of words of nucleus and cell they have. In the 5 classification of words of R.H. Whitaker, we have Monera, we have Plantae, we have Animalia, we have Fungi, and then we have Protista. So out of the 5 kingdoms of R.H. Whitaker we have, so our interest in this class is what? Is kingdom Protista. By definition, what is protista? The term protista derived from 2 Greek words. Prot means what? Primitive or first. Where star means what? Organism. Is the first existing living organism we have on what? On Earth. And the protista divided into 2 sub-kingdoms called Protophyta, and the second one we have is called Protozoa. So the kingdom Protophyta divided into 2 words, 2 subphyla. We have Protophyta and the what? Protozoa. So what is protophyte or Protophyta? The word prot, like I said earlier, anything prot means what? What we have here simply means first. And in Greek, the word phyta we have here simply means what? Plant. Likewise, prot we have in protozoa means what? First, and the zoa means what? Animal. So if you now combine the 2 words together, the protophyta means what? The first existing plants on Earth. They are called protophytes or protophyta. And this word protophyta, we can also call it what? Talophyta. Another name for protophyta is also known as what? Talophyta. Talophyta is known as what? A plant that is have undivided body. So this protophyta, you can also call it talophyta, and you can also call it what? Algae. But in this beautiful class, we don't have interest in what? In protophyta, because our major interest is what? Is the zoology aspect of what? Of protista, which is known as what? Protozoa. So what is protozoa? Protozoa, they are first existing animal we have on Earth. They are primitive what? Animal we have what? On Earth are called protozoa. So the next thing is what? Let us look at what? Characteristics of what? Of protozoa. Of what? Of protozoa. Number 1. Protozoa, they are microscopic organism or microscopic animal. What is the meaning of microscopic animal? They are animal, but we cannot see them with our 2 naked what? Eyes, except by using what? Microscope. We call them what? Microscopic what? Animal. Number 2, the protozoa, they are are aquatic animal. That is, the protozoa they can majorly find in what? In aquatic habitat, particularly such as what? Fresh what? Freshwater habitat. You can find them in what? In muddy place. You can find them in what? In lethargic water or stagnant what? Water. The next one is what? They are protoplasmic level. Plasmic what? Level of organization. Under organization of life. Basically, there are four stages of what? Of organization of life. We have cell, we have tissue, we have organ, and we have system. But the cell come from the what? From the atom, molecule, organelle to what? To the cell. So in the organization of what? Of life, we have, we have what we call what? Cell to what? To tissue level to what? To organ level to what? To what? System. So the first level of organization is what? Is cell. While the second level is what? Is tissue. Third level is what? Is organ. Fourth level is what? Is system. So in this level of organization of what? Of life, first, second level, third, fourth level. What level of organization does what? The protozoa belong to? Is what? Protoplasmic what? Level of organization, which is what? Cell level of organization. Number next, they are unicellular organism or unicellular animal. In terms of what? Of number of cells we have in animal. Animal can be grouped into two. We have unicellular and then we have multicellular. Any animal that have what? One single what? Cell. That their body is made of what? Just one single cell. That animal is called unicellular. But animal that have what? Two or more cells, or that have of what? Two or more, like thousands or millions of cells, are called multicellular animal. Like human being now, we are not unicellular because in our body we have thousands, millions of what? Of cells in our body. As a result of that, we are multicellular, not unicellular. So the unicellular animal, they have just one cell in their what? In their body. And common example of what? Of unicellular animal, we have what? Protozoa, and we also have protophyta, which is what? Algae. And some algae, they are multicellular, like Spirogyra filament. It have two or more what? Of cell. So number next is what? I'm a woman. Okay. Their body cell, which is what? Unicellular, perform all the life activity. See, in protozoa, I I said they are unicellular organism. So in unicellular organism, they have one what? One cell. And that single cell perform all their life what? Activities. In that same single cell we have in what? In unicellular organism, which is one cell. That cell perform what? Respiration, excretion, nutrition, reproduction, growth. All their life activities depend on that what? That single what? Single cell. But if it is what? A multicellular what? Organism, they have more than what? On one cell. And the cell in the what? A multicellular organism, they undergo division of what? Of labor. But in unicellular, they have just what? Single cell. And the single cell is control all their what? Or it perform all their life activity. Are we? Number next is what? Their body shape. Their body shape is variable. Their body shape is what? Is variable. It may be shape may be spherical, oval, spherical or oval or elongated, what? Or shapeless. So the body shape of what? Of protozoa is varied. Some of protozoa they have oval shape, some have elongated shape, some have spherical, some are what? Are shapeless. The next one is what? Another characteristic of protozoa is the like it. Number next, their body cytoplasm. Their body cytoplasm is made up of or is differentiated. Body cytoplasm is what? Made up of outer ectoplasm and inner endoplasm. What I want to try to explain here that what? The cytoplasm of what? Of all protozoa divided into two what? Two parts. Which is what? Outer ectoplasm and inner what? Endoplasm. Let me give you the rough sketch of it. Assume this is a what? A cell. Cell of what? The plasma lemma membrane of protozoa. This is a membrane that surrounds the what? Protozoa. And here we have a broken what? A broken line like this. Or no? 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 Let me use. We have a broken line like this. And at the center here, we have what we call what? Nucleus. Assuming center here, we have what? Nucleus. Let me make it a complete. So assume this is a what? A cell. Cell of what? Of protozoa. So I said this layer that surrounds it, we call it what? Cell what? Cell membrane. Or plasma lemma. Abi? But this is a what? the entire body here, we have here, this entire body, between the nucleus and the cell membrane, this is nucleus, right? New what? Nucleus of protozoa. And between this nucleus and this cell membrane, everything you have there, you call it what? Cytoplasm. What do I call it? What? Cytoplasm. The cytoplasm simply means what? Cell body. And look at what? All the segments you have above the what? That broken what? Broken line here. This broken line you have here. So everything you have there above, we call it what? Ectoplasm. So the ectoplasm is what? Is the outer part of what? Cytoplasm. And if you have what? Anything you have below this broken what? Line, that black broken line, anything you have what? Under it, we call it what? Endoplasm. Plasm. So the ectoplasm is the outer part of what? Of cytoplasm. Endoplasm is what? Outer part, inner part of the what? Of cytoplasm. And the two of them together give us what? Cytoplasm. That's what I'm trying to explain here, that what? Their cytoplasm is comprised of what? Outer ectoplasm and inner endoplasm. Yes. Next one. They may be free living. They may be what? Free living or parasites. Or what? Parasites. The protozoa, some of them are free living, where others are what? Are parasites. The free living of protozoa, they can majorly find in the what? In the freshwater habitat, where parasitic protozoa can be found in the blood or in blood of human, or can be found in salt water. Now, but next, they have different organelles for locomotion. So the locomotive organ in what? In protozoa are differ. Like what they use for movement or locomotion in protozoa are what? Are differ. Like amoeba, they use pseudopodia for locomotion. Like Iglena, they use flagellum for locomotion. Paramecium, they use cilia for locomotion. Whereas some of them are what? Ancestral. They can't move. They don't have locomotive what? Organelle. Now, but next. And next is what? Their nutrition. Nutrition may be holozoic. So any protozoa that undergo holozoic mode of nutrition is what? Animal-like. It may be what? Holozoic or parasitic. No, holophytic. So this holozoic is what? Is animal nutrition. Holophytic is what? Plant nutrition. So any protozoa that have what? Plant-like protozoa undergo what? Holophytic mode of what? Nutrition. But animal-like protozoa undergo what? Holozoic mode of what? Nutrition. The word holo here means what? Feeding. Zoic here is what? Is animal. Vitic here is what? Is plant. Holo here what? Is feeding. Or saprovitic. Some are feed on dead organic matter, or parasitic. The parasites among the what? Protozoa. And the next characteristic of protozoa is what? They undergo they undergo intracellular digestion. So the majority of what of protozoa undergo what? Intracellular digestion. And some of them undergo what? Some undergo what? Majority of them undergo intracellular digestion. That is what digestion of food. It takes place within their what? Their body. But the iguana at times is undergo what? When condition is what is not favorable, particularly in the absence of light, the iguana feridi undergo what? Extracellular what? Digestion. I will explain that when we get there. The next one is what? Is respiration. The protozoa, they use their body surface for what? For respiration. They use what? Use body surface for respiration. So what is the respiratory organ in what? In protozoa. All protozoa use what? Their body surface for respiration for gaseous what? Exchange. The oxygen will diffuse in from the environment to their what? To their body, where the CO2 in their body will what? Will diffuse out. So the gaseous exchange in what? In the protozoa, it takes place by what? By using their body surface. So what is what? Excretion in protozoa. Excretion in what? In protozoa. They also use body surface for as what? Excretion. Excretion is a process of removing out the waste metabolic material from the body. So the body surface of the what? Of protozoa is used for what? For respiration, and also used for what? Excretion. The next one is what? They have contractile vacuole. Contracted what? Vacuole. Vacuole. This contractile vacuole can be found in what? In all protozoa, and is used for osmoregulation. The contractile vacuole for what? Regulation. What is osmoregulation? This one is what? Osmoregulation is a process of controlling salt and water balance in animal. The process of controlling what? Salt and water balance in animal is called osmoregulation. So the protozoa use what? Contractile vacuole to regulate the amount of water in their what? In their body. But mind you, not all protozoa have contractile what? Contractile vacuole. The contractile vacuole can be found in what? In the protozoa that's solving the problem of what? Of water, or that have the problem of what? Of excess water in his what? In his habitat, especially in what? In freshwater protozoa. So all protozoa which can be found in what? In the freshwater habitat, they must have contracted what? Vacuole, because they will have the problem of excess water entering their what? Their body. So in order to regulate the excess water to enter their body, they need contracted vacuole to what? To regulate it. So the organelle in the what? In the protozoa that is regulate the amount of water inside the protozoa is called contractile vacuole. It can be found in freshwater habitat only. We have some protozoa that can be found in what? In the marine. The marine protozoa, the marine water have salt solution. So the marine protozoa, they don't have problem of what? Of excess water. As a result of that, they lack contractile vacuole. And we have some protozoa which can be found inside our what? Our body, inside the blood. So any protozoa which live inside the what? Of animal blood can also lack congenital vacuole. What makes them lack congenital vacuole? Because they don't have or face the problem of what? Of excess water. So the next one is they reproduce. The last one, they what? They reproduce through or both through both asexual reproduction, or they undergo both what? Asexual reproduction, asexual what? Reproduction, and no, asexual reproduction by binary fission, multiple fission, multiple fission, the multiple fission we can also call it what? Sporulation. So the protozoa undergo the both types of what? Of reproduction, asexual reproduction by what? By binary fission or multiple fission, and sexual what? Sexual reproduction by conjugation. So the type of sexual reproduction, sexual reproduction we have in what? In protozoa is what? By conjugation, or call it by syngaming. So the next one or the last one, the protozoa, they form cyst or en incitement. So the protozoa, they form what? Cyst. When condition is what? Is unfavorable. All protozoa, they form what? Cyst or excitement when the what? The condition is what? Is unfavorable. Due to the what? The high temperature of the surrounding, due to the what? Lack of water in the surrounding, due to the what? Excess chemical, or due to the what? External physical force. So those are the things that what can make the protozoa to form what? Excitement, or what? They form cyst. That is all about the what? The characteristics of what? Of protozoa. So the protozoa. So the next aspect we need to under protozoa now is what? Classification of protozoa. Or what? So the subkingdom protozoa can be classified into the 4 classes based on locomotory organelle. What are the criteria used to classify protozoa into the 4 classes? Is the locomotory what? Organelle. What they use to what? To move. That's what we use to what? To classify protozoa. The first one is what? Classification. We have class Rhizopoda. This Rhizopoda, we can also call it what? Sarcodina. The first class of what? Of protozoa is the Rhizopoda, who is also known as what? Sarcodina. An example of animal of this class, we have amoeba, the second class of protozoa we have is mastigovora. See, look at this word mastigo. The mastigo simply means what? Flagellum. Fora means what? Bearing. These are the words protozoa. They are what? They are mastigo means flagellum. Fora means what? Bearing. They are flagellum bearing protozoa. This poda means what? Feet. So this mastigophora, we can also call it what? Flagellate. The next example of this flagellate, we have Iglena. Example, we have what? Iglena. Example of this one, we have what? Iglena. The next one we have Ciliophora. Ciliophora. This Ciliophora, we can also call it what? Ciliata. So, example of Ciliata or Ciliophora, we have Paramecium. The fora, I say fora means what? Bearing. Cilio is from the word cilia. From the word what? Cilia. That is what? This Ciliophora, they use cilia for what? For locomotion. Ciliophora use what? Cilia for what? For locomotion. Mastigophora. Mastigo means flagellum. They are flagellate. They use flagellum for what? For locomotion. Rhizopoda or Sarcodina, they use what? Pseudopodia. Pseudopodia for what? For locomotion. And the last one is what? Sporozoa. Sporozoa. The word sporo here, from the word spore. Zoa is animal. They are spore producing animal. And we can also call them what? Complexer. So this Sporozoa class of protozoa, they are spore producing what? Animal. They produce spore during their reproduction. They produce sporozoites. I call them what? Sporozoa. Or AP what? Complexer. And this fourth class of protozoa, they are sensile. They lack locomotory organ. They cannot move. An example of what? Of this is Plasmodium. And if you look at what? This four class of protozoa, the Rhizopoda or Sarcodina comprise of both free living and parasites. Example of free living here we have amoeba. For example of what? Of non example of parasitic here is what we have enter-amoeba species. In Mastigophora, some are free living, some are parasites. Example of free living Mastigophora, we have Iglena. Example of what? Parasitic Mastigophora, we have Trypanosome. Here we have Ciliophora. So the Ciliophora, we have what? Paramecium as free living, and we have some who is what? A parasite there, like Balastidium. And we have what? Sporozoa. In this Sporozoa now, is the only class of protozoa that are complete what? They are complete parasites. So in this class of protozoa is completely what? Parasites. Others comprise of both free living and what? And parasitic form. So the next thing we do now is what? we need to treat this class one after the what? The other. The first one that we need to check now is what? What? Rhizopoda or sarcodina. Of locomotion to classify all protozoa into the 4 classes. So this rhizopoda, they use or they have pseudopodia for what? Locomotion. They have what? Pseudopodia for locomotion. So this rhizopoda, what is their what? Locomotory organ is what? Pseudopodia. That's what they use to what? To move. And the next, the rhizopoda, they have irregular shape. Irregular shape, that is shape what? Shapeless. They are shapeless what? Animal. Due to absence of pellicle. Due to what? Absence of what? Of pellicle. Any protozoa that has what? Any protozoa that lack pellicle must have shapeless. But any protozoa that have pellicle must have definite shape. So the absence of pellicle in this rhizopoda make them what? Shapeless, make them have indefinite what? Shape. So the next one is what? They are uninucleate. What? Nucleate animal. The rhizopoda, they are nucleate animal. That is what? They have one what? One nucleus. They have one what? One nucleus. And the nutrition of rhizopoda, their nutrition is holozoic. Their nutrition is what? Is holozoic in some or and para what? Their nutrition is holozoic or parasitic. The parasite one among the rhizopod, they undergo what? Parasitic mode of what? Of nutrition. Example is Enter species. The free living one undergo holozoic mode of nutrition through the process of the what? Phagocytosis. So the next one characteristics here is what? Most of rhizopoda are free living. While some are parasites. So the majority of rhizopoda are free living. Example is amoeba, protista. The others are what? Parasites. So next one is what? Asexual reproduction present here. Asexual what? Reproduction present here is by binary what? Binary fission and multiple fission. An example of rhizopodal protozoa